Very good morning to one and all. This is Dr. Ranil, Associate Professor, Bharat College. Actually, now we are going to be discuss very important topics related to the machine learning. The name of topic is Bayesian belief network. So, as I told you, the concepts we need to require two very important concepts to learn about the Bayesian belief network. So, it is related to the artificial neural networks. I told you we require two concepts to understand. First one is called DAG, which is directed acyclic graph, and second one is confusion matrix, that is called conditional probability tables. So now, yesterday we have learned, if you want to understand Bayesian belief network, then you must know what is DAG and what is conditional probability table, or you can say confusion matrix. Then here we will take a real time example. Here we will take the case study for understanding the Bayesian belief network. Here I am going to discuss one of the example for Bayesian belief network. So Bayesian belief network is one kind of probabilistic graphical model that is called BGM, that represents the conditional dependency between the random variables through the DAG. I will ask one question: what is the random variables in our day-to-day life? The random variable is, you know that we have taken the example of raining. One day what happens? You are in the home. One day you found that in the home there is theft. So this is a random conditions. Maybe today or maybe tomorrow there will be the theft. So if any kind of theft is there in our homes, then there we have to create one alarming system. There is a beagle or there is a burglary. Whenever there is a theft in our homes, then we will get one alarm. And whenever any random variable, here the event is earthquake. We don't know when will be the earthquake. There is no particular date for the time for the earthquake. So this is also one of the random events. Randomly it is happening in our day-to-day life. So whenever we are in the home and if there is a theft and if there is an earthquake, we should get some alarm. So we are making some, we have to find out the probability based on that. If there is an earthquake and if there is a theft, we have to send the messages to two persons to our home. Let us take, this is our father's mobile number, first person call number. Here you can send the message automatically to the father's or maybe the first person of your home, and whenever there is a theft or earthquake or it may be anyone, you have to send the message to the second person. You can give the any contact number instead of P1 call and P2 call. It may be your father's number or it may be your mother's number, right? So let us take here our main objective is that we have to utilize the Bayesian belief concepts, Bayesian belief theorems. So here we have to find out the probability. So main thing is that here we have to find out. We have to check. For this example, we have to find out the probability of if there is a you can say that here P1 is true, means person is getting call. What is the probability if person is true? First person is getting call, second person is also getting call, and there is alarm, and there is a burglary, and there is a earthquake. Means if there is no theft, there is no burglary or there is no beagle, this condition is false. And if there is no earthquake and if there is a alarm is true and P1 and P2 is also true, then we have to find out the probability. What should be the probability? So for solving this kind of problems, we have to use Bayesian belief network. So here you are having more than two events. See, earthquake, this is the one event. Here we have taken the condition, there is no earthquake. Here we have taken there is no theft. And here we are saying that there is alarms and P1 and P2 is getting message. So we have to find out what is the maximum, what is the probability for these conditions. So how do you calculate this probability? We can calculate this probability by based on the Bayesian belief network. false. If both the conditions are there, but there is no alarm, there is a conditional probability that is 0.05. Similarly, this is the condition for second condition of your conditional probability table or confusion matrix. If this mirror is there or burglary is there and earthquake is false, then if you are getting the, because any of two, one of the event is happening now, so here you will get the alarm. The probability of that is 0.99, and if there is no alarm, means the probability is very less, that is 0.06. You can set any value here for explaining in the exam. You can set any value here. It is, but this value will be larger. Now here this is the second and third conditions. When there is a bigger and there is an earthquake, this condition is false and this condition is true. Then here, if alarm is there, probability, conditional probability is 0.29. If alarm is false, there is 0.79. Again, if both the conditions, burglary and earthquake is false, means you can say that there is very less chance that there will be alarm. So the probability is 0.001, and here you will get there is no alarm. The condition is false, so the probability is very high. So we make one condition table. Then we are having two outputs. We are having P1 cause and P2 cause based on your alarm system. So we will create conditional probabilities. Conditional probability for P1. So here we will take alarm. If alarm is there, true and false. If there is alarm, P1 will get call. What is the probability? 0.90. P2 will not get a call. 0.10. If there is a false condition for alarms, and here P1 will get 0.0. The conditional probability of P1 get call is very less, that is 0.05, and here it is 0.95. So similarly, we will create the conditional probability table for P2 also. What is the probability of P2 get call here? So we will take alarm, which is T, and true and false. So based on the P2 get true call whenever there is alarm, the probability is 0.70. P2 will not get a call, which is false condition, that is 0.30, and P1 is again here the alarm condition is false, but P2 is getting the phone call. There is 0.01 chance, and this is the probability. And whenever there is false condition of the alarm, there is probability of getting phone call, that is 0.99. So here we will find out the probability over here. How do we find out? Here we have kept that probability of P1 is true, P2 is true, a alarm is true, but earthquake and burglary is a false. So here we have taken negations. Here earthquake is false, and that's why we have taken the negations. Now here we will have to utilize the Bayes theorem. So according to the Bayes theorem, here the main responsible thing is alarm. So getting the probability of getting the phone call P1, when condition A is alarm is true, we have to calculate this. We have to calculate P2 by A. We have to calculate probability of A when both the event earthquake and your burglary is there. With respect to that, we have to find out the conditional probability, and here the conditional probability for there is no burglary and there is no earthquake. So for that, let us find out this value. Where is this value? P2, we have to come to this table, P1 table, right? P1 is getting alarm when condition is true. So what is the probability here? This value become P1 by A, means this will be the value. This 0.90 is going to be the value of this one. Now we have to find out this value. So for getting this value, you have to come to P2. So P2 is a true condition, and you are getting the alarm. So this is the condition. So this is the second value. You are getting the 0.70. You are getting 0.90. Similarly, what is the conditions when there is alarm but both the conditions true? So here we will come to this table. Right? Here you can see that whenever both the condition is not there, false condition is there, and there is an alarm. So this is we are getting this value 0.001. Right? There
Probability of not getting earthquake is this one. Probability of not getting the builder is like
here you can see that this is the probability 0.999999, and here you are getting the probability of earthquake. Earthquake is nearby this value, right? This value. So here once you multiply all these terms, you are getting the value of 0.00062. So this is the probability you received. Means this value is very less. It is nearby 0. So you can conclude that if there is no earthquake in at our home, and if there is no burglary, there is no theft, there is less chance of getting any kind of alarm, right? And there is less chance that less probability that P1 and P2 will get some message, because if there is both the condition is false, if you are not getting earthquake and if you are not getting any theft from burglary, there is a very less chance to get phone message by to our wanted persons like father or mother at our homes. So this is the one of the simplest example we have discussed. So hope this particular lecture is very useful for you, and if you like my channels, please subscribe my channels, and